Bill Gates and the global elite have been exposed pumping Big Pharma drugs into society, fueling a sinister agenda to normalize pedophilia and every twisted perversion imaginable. Sounds insane? That's exactly how they want it to sound. Because if the truth is too disturbing to believe, they win. But we've got the receipts. Patents, leaked documents, pharmaceutical package inserts, it's all there, and it gets worse. These drugs aren't just in pills anymore. They've been aerosolized. And according to insiders, they're already being released over major population centers. Stay with us, because the evidence we're about to reveal is undeniable. This is a war on our children, and if we don't wake up now, it will be too late. Before we dive in, join the TPV free speech community over on Soju. Soju is a digital space where ideas and information can take place without any annoying algorithms or restrictive rules getting in the way of free expression. It's 2025, and the global elite have pushed the world to the edge of chaos. Forever wars, runaway inflation, depopulation, and humanized AI poised to replace vast chunks of humanity. All while tightening their grip in a dystopian bid for control. This is not an exaggeration. Just this week, while everybody's attention was elsewhere, the world's first synthetic human robot jerked awake and came to life. Meanwhile, an Australian company has launched trials for a computer powered by captive human brain cells. If you thought we were kidding when we warned that the global elite are determined to enslave humanity, now's the time to sit up and take notice. As for their latest move, it's beyond comprehension. They're not content with control, they want to corrupt us body and soul. And their weapon of choice? A drug, taken by millions in the US, that's turning people into sexual deviants, pedophilia included. Here's the bombshell. This is not some fringe theory. Studies and reports have shown that certain antidepressants and psych meds, pushed by Big Pharma, list deviant sexual behavior as a known side effect. Take ropinirole, for instance. Made by Big Pharma giant GSK, it's a dopamine against drugs, prescribed for people with Parkinson's disease, which just so happens to be one of the many diseases exacerbated by heavy metals and chemtrails. It has a short list of side effects. Deviant sexual urges is right at the top. Pedophilia is on that list, folks. Doctors know it, the FDA knows it, but patients? They're left in the dark. And who's behind this drug? None other than Bill Gates, working hand in hand with GSK. Gates funded it, pushed it, and now it's out there, rewiring minds and destroying children's lives. Why does everything Gates touch seem to circle back to depopulation or pedophilia? Coincidence? Do your own research and make up your own mind. Why pedophilia, you ask? Why not just stick to power grabs and money? Because this isn't just about profit, it's about breaking us. Damaging children, shredding the natural order, and dismantling morality itself is the cornerstone of their agenda. If they can normalize the unthinkable, they can enslave us spiritually, turning humanity into a hollowed out shell ripe for their control. It's been happening before our very eyes. Germany's thrown open the gates. Bestiality and child pornography are decriminalized. Too many sickos in jail, they claim, so now the pedophiles roam free, unleashed onto a society too broken to care. And over in France, Emmanuel Macron's story raises eyebrows. Groomed by 14 by an adult, he climbed to power. And surprise, France has scrapped his age of consent law. The abused turn into abusers, they whisper, and the cycle spins on. Then there's Spain, spiraling deeper into madness. They're not just tolerating pedophiles, they're egging them on, urging them to march their naked victims through the streets, all under the smug banner of progress. Schwab himself said that these law tweaks in Europe represent a giant leap for mankind. You heard that right, they're gloating. And they're not just stopping there. The WF's got its claws into governments worldwide, ordering them to rewrite laws to make pedophilia as mundane as a parking ticket. Spain is even taking it further, decriminalizing sex with animals under their new animal welfare law, courtesy of WF stooge Pedro Sanchez and his minister for the 2030 agenda. Yes, they've got a whole cabinet post for this very dystopia. Make no mistake, the elites are determined to destroy our civilization from the inside out. When did people last marry animals? The answer is ancient Rome. in the decadent days of Emperor Caligula, just before the Roman Empire collapsed, in a smouldering rubble of incest and bestiality. It's not a slippery slope, it's a cliff, and we are in freefall. Back in the States, the chemtrail machine's roaring full throttle, and the far-left Democrats are cheering like obedient drones. They've rebranded pedophiles as minor attracted persons, MAPs, sneaking them into the Rainbow Coalition. Pride events? Drag queens fixated on story time with kids, not lonely seniors in care homes. Coincidence? No. It's a calculated strike. Our kids, our souls, their target. The evidence is stacking up fast. Gates' drug trials, chemtrail patents, this is not guesswork. It's a documented trail with more than enough evidence to hold the ringleaders to account in a court of law on crimes against humanity charges. But here's the kicker, it gets even darker. They've weaponized the pedophilia-linked drug, turned it into an aerosol, and loaded it into those sky streaks you're told are just contrails, despite all the evidence to the contrary. Since the US AIDS scandal dried up funds, the chemtrail operations have kicked into overdrive, bankrolled by NGOs tied to Gates and Soros's Open Society. Cash is flowing. 2025's their deadline, and they're all in. They're not even pretending to hide it anymore. And according to a Gates Foundation insider, they're carpet-bombing population centers with these mind-altering chemicals, including pedophilia drugs as we speak. We've got all of the details after this important word from our sponsor. Let's be real. We've all been fed the lie that wrinkle creams are the ticket to looking young. I call bullshit. Dr. John Lake, a renegade beauty expert out of Beverly Hills, says that's a scam. Most of those fixes are just overpriced lotions that do nothing, or worse, mess up your skin. He says that he's done with the scammy cosmetic industry. Why? Because he wants to expose something they don't want you to know about. A 2-minute trick that's like Photoshop for your face. Wrinkles gone. Years erased. And it's so easy, you'll be pissed that you fell for their junk before. The cosmetic industry is afraid of the secret, because this could gut their racket. Lake is spilling the truth in a free video exclusively for viewers of this channel. No strings, no interruptions, just all the steps needed to do it yourself. It's already amassed over 2 million views because it actually works. People are dropping decades and the comments don't lie. You've got to see this. Visit bhmd1.com/TPV, the link's below. Don't sleep on this, because it's the real beauty secret they don't want you to know about. Visit bhmd1.com/TPV. So why now? Why the desperation? Because they are losing the narrative. People are waking up. The elite need this to stick in 2025, or their house of cards collapses. They want a world of victims and predators, a depraved playground where they can indulge every impulse while we grovel. Think Rome before the fall. Caligula marrying his horse, screwing his sisters, and raving at the moon. The final days of the Roman Empire have startling parallels with our own times. But according to a Gates Foundation whistleblower, if the global elite get their way, we haven't seen anything yet. Total societal breakdown is the goal, and our children are front and center in their evil plans.
For several years, I worked deep inside the Gates Foundation. Too deep. I worked on a project codenamed Skyveil, and what I saw will haunt me forever. They're not just theories. Chemtrails are real, and the global elite are using them to choke humanity into submission. It started with the patents: aerosol dispersal systems, chemical payloads, barium, strontium, aluminum oxide, calibrated to pharmaceutical grade precision. I helped design the mixes. The official line was geoengineering: cool the planet, block the sun. But that was a lie. The real goal? Control. Population centers are doused periodically, the chemicals fine-tuned for maximum potency. Barium salts to dull cognition, strontium to disrupt hormones, aluminum to inflame the brain. They're not just metals, they're weapons. Look up on a heavy spray day. You'll see the streaks crisscrossing your city, or maybe just that thick, polluted haze. That's when it hits. Headaches, nausea, a sour mood that drags you low. It's not random. The aggression spikes then. Sexual urges too, depraved and uncontrollable. I saw the data. They engineered it that way. The elite want us distracted, divided, primal, easier to herd. I leaked this because I couldn't sleep anymore. The logs show it. tanker planes loaded with pharma-grade cocktails deployed on schedules tied to social unrest forecasts. They're not saving the world. They're breaking it, one mind at a time. Next time you feel that fog in your head, look up. It's not just the weather.
Anyone still awake, eyes wide open, can see the agenda unfolding right in front of us. Even HBO's Bill Maher, of all people, called it out. Institutional paedophilia rotting Hollywood, spreading like a cancer every single day. He tore into his fellow liberals, blasting them for ignoring the war on our kids. That one moment cracked open the truth for millions, shining a light on the sick, twisted game the global elite are playing. Bill Maher then turned to the left's strange obsession with Drag Queen Story Hour and inserting queerness into the score. That's their blueprint. But here's the line in the sand. We're not letting it happen. This is a hill to die on. The nightmare is real, the receipts are ironclad, and the fight is just beginning. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel and join the People's Voice Locals community to support the channel, join our amazing team and gain access to exclusive and uncensored content. I hope to see you there. Today's video is brought to you by IPv6ers. Are you a content creator who wants to publish information online without Big Brother spying and censoring your every move? IPv6ers is set to revolutionize the way information is disseminated on the internet by eliminating the need for big tech companies to provide unreliable, overpriced services such as self-hosting, email, and data management. IPv6ers enables an easy and accessible way for you to host your own web and email server with direct end-to-end connections and enhanced security. This means no snooping from Big Brother and no interference from the technocratic elite. If Hillary Clinton can get away with running her own server, why shouldn't you? Go to thepeoplesvoice.tv/IPv6 to sign up, or click the link below this video to take back control of the internet and win the info wars against the globalists. If you like our content, help support our sponsor IPv6ers and go to thepeoplesvoice.tv/IPv6 today. Thank you IPv6ers for making this video possible.